Welcome to this Police Scotland Cybercrime Harm Prevention podcast. Today's guest is Kirstie Steele from Digital Skills Education. Kirstie, hello and welcome.
Hi everybody, my name is Kirstie Steele. I work at Digital Skills Education, and I have a passion for teaching people the fundamentals of cybersecurity and helping them to feel a bit more confident about keeping safe online.
So we've asked you on to speak today about Dot Magazine. What is Dot Magazine and why did you create it?
I've been going out to deliver cybersecurity awareness workshops, and this was to different community groups across Scotland. So I was really teaching them how to spot scams and protect themselves against fraud online. And one of the sort of key things that kept coming out to me at the end of these workshops was people kept asking me, where could I find out more about this information? How could I find out more? So they were really interested in this area. I realised that there was an opportunity to create something that was engaging and more practical for them to take away, mainly because a lot of the cyber advice that's currently out there is available online. And I was finding that people would forget what the website was to look up the information or find where the links were. So I was really looking for something more tangible for them to take away and have close to hand when they really needed it most. So I did a bit of research and I was looking at how the cybersecurity information was already currently being presented through booklets and leaflets. And to me, for some of this target audience that I was looking at, which is people aged 50 plus, but we're really looking at people in their 80s or their 90s. A lot of the guides that were currently available looked a lot too technical, or they had dark coloured backgrounds or a bit off-putting essentially for maybe older women for them to read. So I really wanted to create something that was focused on people aged 50 plus, but with a particular focus for older women who are often left out of these technology guides. So this is where I come up with the idea of Dot Magazine. So Dot Magazine is a new magazine helping people to be smart, safe and connected. And we share advice about staying safe online and how to make your digital life enjoyable and less stressful. And the style of this magazine really draws inspiration from popular lifestyle magazines. So it features eye-catching layouts, captivating articles, real-life case studies, and it's a way of trying to make the information more exciting rather than a daunting task. And it's made so that anybody can pick up and read it, because I really wanted it to be something that if it was in the room somewhere in a community group or a doctor's surgery, that somebody might pick it up and read it, and somebody that wouldn't normally find this cybersecurity information, that if they read it, then they can take something away from it.
Certainly, I've found when we go to do events and business event things and we've got our stall set up, it's one that everyone's eye is always drawn to. And I think it's because it looks so different from the usual cyber guides, and which is obviously your aim for it. In terms of the content as well, is that something you had in mind for what was in there to make it different to anything else that was currently available?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we focus on two main themes throughout the magazine. So the first one is staying safe online, and the other one is our relationship with technology. Because I didn't really want to jump straight into going into cybersecurity and scam information, because I felt like that could potentially put people off reading it. So we start with the digital well-being theme. That's looking at how our relationship with technology is, finding a good balance of building people's confidence about using this technology without it being overwhelming. We have lots of different features in it. So we have a short story that's written by an author, Wendy Goucher, and she is a cybersecurity consultant. So she goes out and delivers cybersecurity and helps companies and businesses stay safe. And she writes short stories with the cybersecurity theme. And the story that we have featured follows a couple who have been misled by a text message scam pretending to be their granddaughter and asking for a payment. So we wanted to bring in Wendy's story into that, because she really brings out cybersecurity themes in a really interesting way, and it's good to kind of pick up this information through various sort of art forms, essentially. One of the other features is a charity called Playlists for Life. They are a charity that helps people living with dementia. So it supports their families and their carers. It's all through meaningful music. So people create their own music playlist to help kind of bring back those memories of the good times that they can remember. And they have hundreds of help centres across the UK that are really kind of there to support people. So we wanted to bring them involved in the magazine as well and give them a little feature there to help. We've got a feature from Craig who helps show you how to spot these different types of scams and how to look out for them and what are the key signs and the indicators. And then we have Daniel. It's our your questions answered section. So it's a little of a Q&A. So these are questions that we've been sent in from our community who've got particular cybersecurity questions that they want answered. And then the last one that I kind of want to highlight is our back page. So our back page section is like our cut out and keep information. This is the section that you go to if you've been scammed or you need some extra advice, because I think a lot of the time people don't know what to do or where to go or who to report it to.
Yep.
And if you're in that situation, it can be quite overwhelming. So I really wanted to create a page that people can go to that have who to call when you've fallen victim to a scam or you need that extra support and you don't know where to go. It's on that page. And the idea being that people can cut that out and they can keep it somewhere safe. So they could, put it on their fridge or on their notice board or even keep it in their drawer.
It is. It's actually an enjoyable read in comparison to any other kind of document around there that's advice-led. It's usually just the advice and nothing else, and it can be really dry and difficult to get through. Whereas your one, as you say, you kind of introduce it gently and there's a bit about yourself in there and what you've done to kind of improve your own online presence, which is really good. And I think the cut out and keep section is really important because it's having that handy little thing that you can put it in your wallet, you can put it in your bag or your drawer, as you say. It's like a reference point almost.
Yeah. And people can pass that magazine on to other people to read. I think that's the good thing about something like a magazine. I know in my own family, if I read something, I'll then pass it on to somebody else to read it. So you're actually reaching more people.
What kind of vulnerabilities and main issues are you looking to address through Dot Magazine?
I think it's that confidence of knowing what to do and who to call and knowing that this can happen to anybody. Anybody can fall victim to a scam. And I think the older generation is a little bit more nervous when it comes to technology. So it's just trying to build up their confidence as to knowing what to look out for and who to call should something happen.
Yeah, and that's the good thing as well about the magazine is that although the target audience is the older generation, everyone can take something out of it and everyone can kind of pick it up and have a read of it, can't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the advice is universal. The information that we share is all coming from authoritative sources. So I've based it off advice from the National Cybersecurity Centre and Police Scotland's advice is in there as well. So people can be reassured that they're getting the correct information as to what to look out for.
How can people get hold of the magazine?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have our website, which is digitalskillseducation.com, and people can go on there and you'll find Dot Magazine on there. We have a little request form that people can fill out if they're looking for copies for their community groups. So I really try to find groups across Scotland that will share them. So I've actually shared 20,000 copies across Scotland and I've basically reached every local authority. So I'm really pleased. I'm getting really great feedback from everybody that's been reading it. I would like to produce more of these for more people to kind of benefit from it. And definitely, I think even a second issue, I'd love to do something like that in the future. There's always topics that we can cover, so I'm sure that there'll be plenty of things for me to write about there. I would be looking for sponsors or support from partners to help me do that in the future.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Kirstie. I know Dot Magazine certainly is something I would recommend to anyone, certainly the older generation, but not just the older generation. Anyone can take something from it. I think it's a brilliant magazine and it's a brilliant way of getting information across in a kind of different style. So congratulations on that. 20,000 copies is a huge amount. I look forward to seeing one again in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.